So, we are in our guided notes, lesson 4. Today's bell work. Once a parachute is deployed, a skydiver descends at a rate of about 5 meters per second. Where will the skydiver be in relation to where the parachute deployed after 4 seconds? If we look at this, what does it mean when it says descends?
Falls down.
Yeah, falls down or is going down. So descend means like is going down or falling. So when 1 second passes, how far down have you gone?
5 meters.
-5.
Yeah, -5 because we're going down. So when we had,
Start at there and you go 5 meters.
when we're going down, let's see, we'll say meters, and this is after seconds. So after 1 second, where are we at? -5 because we're going down 5. After 2 seconds, we would be at -10. After 3 seconds, we'd be at,
-15.
and after 4 seconds, we would be at
-21.
-20. So where will it be? -20 what? Meters. -20 meters after 4 seconds. Okay, so today we're going over multiplying and dividing integers. Lesson 4 is multiplying integers. Targets are, I will be able to multiply integers with the same sign, and I will be able to multiply integers with different signs. Okay, so similar to fractions, adding and subtracting have different rules than multiplying and dividing. You only use the song that we learned last week for addition and subtraction. What do we call the answer to a multiplication problem? When you multiply two numbers, your answer is called a product. And what do we call the answer to a division problem?
Difference.
That would be subtraction.
Quotient.
Yeah, so we have quotient. Okay, so product means the answer to a multiplication product, or problem. Quotient means the answer to division. You can write these words on the back of your lesson 3 notes so you become familiar with them. The product of two integers with different signs is going to be negative. So if you have an odd number of negative signs, your answer is negative. Or if you're multiplying two numbers that have different signs, your answer is going to be negative. The product of two integers with the same sign is going to be positive. So if you have an even number of negative signs, your answer is going to be positive. When you see two numbers that are right next to each other, what operation are we doing? If you have two numbers next to each other, like if we had 7 and 5, what would we do with these two numbers? Multiply. Okay, I want to show you a little trick for remembering when you have a positive or negative answer. So for the first one, it's when you have a positive times a positive, your answer is positive. If you have a negative times a negative, you have the same sign, so your answer is positive. If you have a positive times a negative, your answer is negative because you have different signs. And if you have a negative times a positive, your answer is negative because you're working with different signs. So they have to be the same signs for your answer to be positive. Yeah, if you want to draw this in your notes, you can. So we're going to go over these examples together. If we look, we have 3 and then in parentheses -5. We know that if we have numbers next to each other, we're doing what operation? Multiplication. What is 3 times 5? 15, and since we have different signs, our answer is negative. For the second example, we have negative 10 times negative 7. What is 10 times 7? 70. And do we have same signs or different signs? Same signs, so our answer is positive. For number 3, or for our third example, we are multiplying negative 4. It's negative 4 cubed, which means we're multiplying negative 4 by itself 3 times. Negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4. If we have negative 4 times negative 4, what would that be?
16.
A positive 16, and then we have to multiply by negative 4. What is 16 times 4?
16. 46.
Flip it. 64, and we have same signs or different signs? One's positive, one's negative, so our answer is negative, and we get negative 64. For our fourth example, what is negative 2 times 3?
6.
Positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative because we have different signs. I'm going to bring down my negative 7. What is 6 times 7?
42.
42. Positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive because we have the same sign, and our answer is positive. Okay, for our last example, a submarine is diving from the surface of the water at a rate of 90 feet per minute. What is the depth of the submarine after 7 minutes? Write a multiplication expression to find the change and then solve. So if it's diving from the surface at a rate of 90 feet per minute, is that negative or positive 90? Negative 90. And we want to know it's negative 90 feet per minute, so we can represent that with a variable. If we have 7 minutes, we would have to plug 7 in for what? M. And we would do negative 90 times 7 and multiply the two values. Do we have the same sign or different signs? Different signs, so our answer is going to be negative. What is 9 times 7?
Oh, 63.
63, and we need to add in the 0. So we're going to get negative 630, and our units are feet. Okay, good, because your next step is to try the on your own examples. Going over them. So if we look at our first example, 9 times negative 2. What is 9 times 2?
Oh, 18.
18, and we have different signs, so our answer is negative. For the next one, negative 7 times negative 4. What's 7 times 4? 28, and we have the same sign, so our answer is positive. For negative 3 squared. Negative 3 squared is negative 3 times negative 3. Do we have the same sign or different signs? Different sign, or same sign, so our answer is positive. What's 3 times 3? 9. And for 3 times 2, what do you get? 6. And then we're multiplying 6 by negative 5. 6 times 5 is 30, and we have different signs, so our answer is negative. Okay, for our word problem, Tamara owns 100 shares of a certain stock. Suppose the price of the stock drops by $3 per share. Write a multiplication expression to find the change in Tamara's investment. So, if it's dropping by $3, how do we represent that as an integer? Negative 3. And how many shares did she own? 100. So we're going to multiply these two values. Negative 3 times 100 gives us, and we have different signs, so our answer is negative 300. What does that mean?
What?
What does that negative 300 represent?
Stock.
How much money she's gained or lost? She's lost $300. Okay, so the homework for this lesson is page 237, and you're doing numbers 1 through 8.